our democracy and they hate our freedom, they directly hate us because our resources and military might has been used to destabilize their country and their region. When we think about, the CIA's operations in arming and training the mujahedeen, who then ultimately became the Taliban, when we think about our support for Osama Bin Laden, calling him a freedom fighter, and then ultimately the terrorist attacks on behalf of Al-Qaeda on the United States, and then we can consider things at home when we think about the Unabomber being the victim of experiments of the CIA on Harvard's campus when he was a student there, and then him ultimately developing some anti-American sentiments as well. Just how much violence can be traced to the CIA and the intelligence community and the covert operations they've carried out, despite never running for office to represent us, despite not being accountable to the public aside from these 20 years out declassified documents, so they tell us what they've done. This is absurd. This can't go on. And any candidate running for the highest office in the United States that is not calling that out can't be taken seriously at this point. Like, to ignore it is to ignore the reality of the consequences of those policies. Just allowing this national security establishment to run foreign policy on behalf of our country despite never being elected in a supposed democracy, it's just ridiculous. Every candidate should be calling that out. And to not talk about that and to run for the highest public office today is absurd. Like, it should be laughable that candidates like Pence and Joe Biden aren't saying these things.
Increasingly, we see in our country that the people who are being attacked the most from the establishment are the people who are telling the most truth. And it's sad that it is that way. It shouldn't be that way, but it is.